welcome back to kind of a different YouTube video than what you guys are used to. Today, I thought we'd do some shopping together on AliExpress of all places. So I can't guarantee that these links or these things will still be up by the time this video comes out. But if you just search on the internet, I'm sure you'll find some of this stuff quite easily. But yeah, a lot of people ask me where I find my stuff, and I'm always like, there's great reward in finding your own treasures, mainly just because I'm protective of my brand and shit as it's getting, like, harder to find. But AliExpress, I feel like, is a free-for-all, and it's always being restocked, and everybody knows about it. So, I thought I would help you guys find some gal items on AliExpress, because I feel like a lot of the items on AliExpress are very gettable, but I feel like a lot of newcomers kind of get lost in translation and, like, go towards, like, e-gal instead of get it. So I'm gonna explain as to how you can make some of these trends and things work for you without looking like an e-gal versus a getu, or like more Y2K, for instance. That's another thing I see happen a lot. Some of y'all do the whole Y2K thing, but it doesn't necessarily translate into getu. So yeah, I'm going to explain why I've chosen the pieces that I've chosen. And it's going to be a variety of different things, actually. There's going to be one-piece dresses, skirts, accessories, shoes, and so forth. So I think we should just get right on into it. Starting with the first product, which is these tops. Now, these are cropped, but what really gave me Getty vibes is the fact that the straps are chains. It really gives me like Daya vibes or One gal vibes, like the sexier stuff. So if you're really confident to pull this type of style off, I highly recommend these. I think these are really cute, and you could always sew like buttons onto the middle of the chest area downward to make it further look like Daya. Moving on, we have these shoes, which I feel like could either work for Raku or even B-gal. These are really popular back in the day, where it's like a heel tennis shoe type of deal. There's a couple older brands online that are Japanese that do these in really bright colors, but if you kind of want to dupe for that, I think these work really, really well. Though I do recommend wearing like a jean skirt or shorts with these, because flared jeans and this will hide the shoe and it won't look great, if you know what I mean. Moving on, we have these, which I think work for Agijo and Himekaji and Hime. These are really, really pretty earrings. I think they look gorgeous in pink and just are super cute, super glamorous, could work for a variety of different styles. And they have that cute ribbon detail, but they're like glamorous enough to still be gyaru, if you know what I mean. They're very blingy. Like I said, I think these would work really good with Agejo, Hime, or even certain bits of like Himekaji. Moving onward. This top reminds me of Daya. Well, technically it's a bodysuit, but a lot of people treat bodysuits like a top. I really wish they would have just made this into a top, honestly. But this fur off the shoulder thing really, really reminds me of something Daya would do. This would look really good with a black skirt and thigh-high boots. You can never go wrong with this in the equation. And it looks super gyaru. And as a related thing, we have this outfit as well, this dress, that also reminds me of Daya. I actually have a tube top that has like laced up chains in the middle, but it has that fur bust and it looks almost exactly like this. So this definitely could work, especially with like a really like glamorous jacket, and once again thigh-high boots, or like thigh-high like thigh-high socks, like stockings with like good garters, could also really work very well with this. Moving on, we have this jacket, which I think is very like early 2000s. I really like the print of this. Once again, kind of reminded me of Daya or a couple other very, very old school brands. If you know, you know. But this could definitely look Gyaru. Be mindful, just because you see a certain outfit on a picture doesn't necessarily make it Gyaru. But like I said, you could do like a base dress like they've done with the stock photo, and like a gold cross necklace and big hair and thigh-high boots, and you'd have an outfit completely ready to go. Then we have this skirt. Kind of reminds me of the top. I think the top in this, or like the bodysuit in this, would look really, really good together. It's kind of a modern take on this type of like fur trim. And I do wish the skirt wasn't high-waisted. I feel like that's the only thing that, like, this resurgence of, like, early 2000s stuff is missing, is everything is way too high up on the waist. And I really wish stuff was low-waisted. But, yeah, those two pieces would go really well together. And, like, you could put, like a fur toboggan, like, zebra hat looking thing. Like, if you know, you know. And boots, and you have a really, really good, cute fall winter outfit that's super, super Gyaru. Moving on. This is more of the Coco Lulu vibe, in my opinion, this skirt. It reminds me of really old Coco Lulu, and you can make it low-waisted, which is also just, you know, a good thing to have on hand. I can see you pairing this with, like, a Coco Lulu shirt or, like, a Coco Lulu halter. That's in the same colorway, and it would look very, very cute. We have these. Now, I've actually purchased these, and I really like them. I have them in white, which work very, very well for Liz Lisa, but I could see these also working for Agejo and Hime, especially like Agejo with white, per se, but like Hime and Hime Kashi, most definitely. But another reason why I got them is because there's a specific Hime Gyaru brand that does a print that looks exactly like these flowers, and I'm very eager to put this, like, my printed items together with these flowers and see how well they go together. But yeah, I super recommend these. These are really, really cute, and I've really enjoyed using them to accessorize my hair a little bit more. Moving on, you can never go wrong with a cowboy boot. These look really, really good with old school Liz Lisa especially, but I've definitely seen these type of boots paired with other things. But I automatically think of like old school Liz Lisa when I see these. This is another really cute fur piece. Definitely reminds me of Daya if it wasn't so damn high-waisted. But you could definitely make this gal. I'm not very fond of the pockets in here. Don't like that, but the lining down at the bottom, absolutely, every single time. Next, we have these peep toe metallic heels, which are very like 2007. These are perfect for Gyaru, especially if you're doing brighter styles, but if you're not doing brighter styles, this seller has colors that can cater to you very easily. I recommended these because they had like a little heart in here, and this green is very trendy for like 2007 style Gyaru, and the metallics are also like huge around that time. But if you just wanted to pair them with like Agejo per se, like these could work really well as is. It's also really cute because it's a slingback. Okay, so yeah, I showed these here. So if you don't want them in metallic and want them a little cuter, here are these as well in a variety of different colors. I have them in pink actually, and they're not the most comfortable, but sometimes, you know, the shit we do for beauty, right? So yeah, they have them in like black for Agezo, pink for like Agezo, but then they also have white and bright fucking yellow. Yes, which I think is like very 2007. So if you really want to go back in time and do like a really cute like retro type of outfit, or like even like old school Agezo or Hime Kaji, I think these would work really, really well. Moving on! Here's this skirt that super duper reminds me of a certain brand associated with Liz Lisa that isn't Liz Lisa. It's a little high-waisted. Once again, don't like the high-waisted thing, but I could totally see you pairing this with like a spaghetti strap from like Liz Lisa, or the brand that is associated with Liz Lisa but isn't Liz Lisa, and it would work out like really, really well. This tiered skirt thing is very popular in Gyaru. You see this time and time again in some shape, way, or form. So yeah, this would work really, really well, especially with like maybe those white heels and like a white cute camisole or something. I don't know. This is like the halter dresses. I was trying to find one that was close to like marble print, and this is as close as I was getting. So back in the mid 2000s, maybe even late 2000s, marble print was kind of a big thing, and you see it with like a lot of brands. I'm not gonna name the brands, but if you know, you know. If you do your research, you'll find it. But they usually would have them in like pink or in purple, or as you see here, in orange, which is really like a summertime vibe, and it just looks really, really good. They have these in a variety of different colors, but I think like the brighter the better. So if you find it in like green or pink, that's what you want to aim for, or purple. These, once again, are similar to the other tops I showed you, but these like remind me of Daya even more because it's got like that dip in the padding where you could easily sew on some of those like crest, like family crest style like buttons. If you own Daya, you know what I mean. You could like buy some and sew them on, and you have like a Daya style top very easily. I like the fabric used on this as well. Like I said, the chain detail is specifically what reminds me of Daya. Here we have an outfit that kind of reminds me of the late 90s, early 2000s because of this collar up here, but it could also remind me a little bit of Mars, ironically enough. It reminds me of a lot of different brands, but this definitely could be used for gal. It's very sexy, but like not too sexy, if you know what I mean. I think that's a problem with like Y2K and E-Girl. E-Girl's too out for gal, and then Y2K is like too sexy. I know gal is all about like you wanna be sexy, but I think certain things can look a little too overkill or too like Western. Whereas things like this, you can really like make sexy and classy. You want like a blend of like both. You either want like sexy and fun or sexy and classy. You don't want like sexy and out, or two combining things that are eccentric going together, because then it starts looking like too camp or like too costumey, if you know what I mean. So things like this are like really cute and really detailed, but they're eccentric in their own way without like it being too much. Then we have these belts. These belts are really cute. This is very like 2005 in my opinion, especially with like the buckles and the studs and everything. Like these are really fucking cute. I really want to get some of these for myself. This style of belt was Daya before Daya belts came out, I feel like. So if you want kind of a eccentric belt without it being like too much, these are the belts to get. Here are some platform shoes that I thought were very gyaruble, especially if you're doing like the early 2000s styles that require a platform. These have a big enough toe. They don't dip all the way down. They're kind of like a straight platform, which is kind of what you want with gal shoes. It's definitely kind of hard to find the right shoes, but these definitely work. These also could work for Roku. I don't know how comfortable they would be going to concerts in them, but they definitely could work with like a long maxi skirt or some shit like that. Or like a maxi dress. This skirt is really cute. Once again, a little too high-waisted for my liking, but regardless of that fact, this would look really good with, you know, Liz Lisa, obviously, or the brand that's associated with Liz Lisa, but isn't Liz Lisa. Could work quite well. Here's just like a basic one that you could pair with like a Mars sweater or like a Daya top. Pieces like this are really good base pieces, actually. I super recommend them. These skirts right now are super trendy, and I'm seeing them all over 2007 Pop Teen. So if you kind of want to do that style, this is kind of my recommendation. These skirts are super trendy. Once again, a really good base piece. You can do a lot with these type of skirts, especially in different washes. Be mindful of the wash and what top you're putting in with it or what style you're doing, but for the most part I've seen these kind of go everywhere. Crown necklaces are a big thing. I don't know how big this crown necklace is, but the bigger and chunkier, like, the better. We see a lot of Ageha models rock these type of things, or like the silver one definitely works for Raku very, very easily. But yeah, it's definitely very like Daya-y as well. So yeah, super recommend necklaces like these. I used to have a necklace somewhat similar like this, but the crown was like more 3D, and I'm so sad that I lost it. These are definitely some Raku style shoes. These could even work for Aura. They're a little pricey, but I think they're cute as fuck, and I highly recommend them, especially for the summertime when you might be wearing a lot of black and need some relief in some type of way, or just like a summer shoe that isn't like a stifling boot. This is the way to go, because it's a sandal or like a platform type of situation. Belts like this remind me of this one Daya belt that I actually really want but can't find. I think this is just the belt buckle part, but this definitely works for Raku or like Tsuyomi. I've seen this paired with certain like Daya pieces or like Tsuyomi pieces, but this definitely works for Raku as well. I've also seen this paired in like a more casual way. I've seen Tsubasa wear a very similar belt like this, but with like cargo pants and a raglan t-shirt and like a beanie. Here is another version of this belt. Now, I don't recommend putting the belt buckle with this on top of it. Like, it's just too much. Pick one or the other. Once again, could work for Raku, could definitely work for Tsuyomi. They have them in a variety of different colors. They have white if you want to do an all-white outfit, or like a white top with a jean. You know, this would look really cute. And they also have it in red if you really want to do that like Raku vibe shit. With like a jean and like a sexy ass shirt that's very like Raku, then I think this would work really well. There's a specific Daya top that I think would go very nicely with this, actually. Mini hats! This is very 2008, 2009-ish. They were all over Tokyo Girls collection. They were all over Ageha. I even ordered some myself. They have them in a variety of different colors. This works really well with Agejo, especially. I got mine in pink, and I have a black one that I've worn. The black is a really good base piece for when you're not wearing pink. And, you know, there's some rare pieces that are Agejo that are blue that could work with this hat. And they also have some purple pieces out in the internet that could work with the purple one. But I think a good base one to have would be the black one. And then, you know, pink, because, well, a lot of Agejo is pink. But yeah, I super recommend this. This is super fun, and it brings me back to my teenagehood of seeing these hats literally be all over the place. Like, these got so popular that they were even in Forever 21 around like the holidays at the time, because the Alice in Wonderland movie was coming out, and just, I don't know, it was a time. The next thing I'm showing you guys are candy necklaces. These are like really big round beaded necklaces. These are really popular in 2007 from what I noticed, and you can find them in a variety of really fun colors. So right here is the blue one with gold. They have a pink and silver one if that's more of your vibe. They have a white and silver. And then here is a very similar style of necklace, but in a bunch of like really fun candy coated colors. It's not a bead all around, but the green and yellow in particular are very 2007 and very trendy and could work for like specific outfits and specific pieces. Like you could pair this even with a t-shirt and it would spice up like the t-shirt depending on the colors and what you're trying to do. Just be real mindful, you know, study Pop Teen, study certain magazines. I'm mainly just showing pieces that I've noticed pop up in magazines versus really... This list isn't supposed to be, like, cohesive where you're just, like, put all this stuff together, because, yeah, it'd be a mess. But, like, certain pieces I've seen around in magazines, and if you have, like, a reference, or, like, you're referencing certain things from certain eras, this stuff really helps. Especially stuff in the mid and late 2000s, it's very easy to find on AliExpress. Especially more so than, like, the old school Gyaru bits. Here is some more beaded necklaces. These are more in like a darker color, less metallic, less like pastel, I guess. This yellow would look really good with certain things. This green, once again, very cute, would work with a lot. This pink, also very popular. I can see that, you know, work with a lot of different things as well. They also have multicolored if that's more of your vibe. Here we have some platform boots. These work really well with Raku. I feel like they're too, they have too much hardware on them to fully maybe be like an old school Gyaru shoe. Just because that silver hardware in there is the only thing kind of throwing me off. But, I mean, you might be able to make it work. But in terms of, like, old school Gyaru, what really, like, drew me to these was the fact that the platform goes straight across. Like, it's a big enough chunky heel, and there's, like, no, like, downward arch, I guess, is what I'm meaning. Here we have the stylish skirt. The skirt is really popular. I actually have a Glad News maxi dress that looks exactly like this, except this is size friendly and can fit a variety of different body types. So yeah, if you want to do Raku, I've seen this in a brand item already, and they also have it in a mini skirt if the maxi skirt isn't to your liking. But yeah, I noticed this and was like, hey, I have something like this. Here we have some jeans. These jeans are so freaking sexy. Like, this could work very easily for Tsuyome or Raku. These are the kind of those high-waisted things. I actually see things like this in 2007 Pop Teen. They're in like a pinup type of way with polka dots and things, so this is pretty time accurate. These absolutely could work for Raku. They are a skinny jean, which I know aren't in trend right now, but if you're liking like old school Daya, if it's not like a distressed denim flare with gold on it, this is probably the next best thing, because this is like the era that came like right after. Next must Gyaru item that you need to have is big ass sunglasses. Everybody wore big ass sunglasses back in the day, and the shop has them in every single color. I super recommend getting either the white or the black, because they just work really perfectly. These could maybe work for like Daya. Same goes with these. In all sorts of colors. This one would be really cute with Agejo. Yeah, blue. But yeah, I super recommend these. Big sunglasses are very on trend for Gyaru, especially in like the mid and like late 2000s. Next thing kind of reminded me of a specific brand that's really old, and I can't really disclose what it is, but this works also really, really well with Tsuyome. I could see somebody throwing a Daya belt with this really easily with like a Daya style top that's in the same kind of pattern, and yeah, this would work really, really nicely actually. And they have this in a bunch of like olive toned neutral colors. Could definitely work. So another thing that might be gyarubo is these pants. Now these are supposed to be kind of like mid-rise, but see how they kind of have like a thick belt here? It makes me think that you can throw a Daya belt on these type of pants, and they have them in brown and in black, so you can throw like any of the Daya belts with this just fine, and it would work out. Here we have another belt. I thought this was very fitting because there were crowns on it. Once again, like there's this bling in crowns, and this is like the whole Daya thing before Daya. But compared to the pants I just showed you, you wouldn't want to put one of these belts with those pants per se. These you'd want to like pair with denim, if that makes any sense, and then the pants I showed beforehand you'd want to throw with like the thicker Daya belts. So I ended up finding these, and I wasn't sure if they would like substitute. You know how like some of the Daya belts have fluffy things on them? I thought about these kind of substituting for that and like throwing chains, like not chains but like other chains on top of it and like charms maybe. The only thing is that they don't have this in black, which is kind of a bummer. Through these large foxtail type of things on bags, and if it wasn't on bags, it was on the side of our belt loop where our belts were. This is such an iconic thing, especially if you wear it in black or white or in brown. Like these colors are like really common colors in gal that like work. Next up we have fluffy earrings. This is like a perfect Gyaru wintertime staple. This works really well with Himekashi especially. They just kind of give like a fua fluffy vibe. I would highly recommend these in white, pink, and cream for Himekashi. Other thing we did fuck tons of in the 2000s is we blinged our cell phones. And as smartphones became a thing, we started like blinging our cases. So here's a good example of a very like gyaru phone case. And here we have another one that's colorful, that is like perfect, like it works so well that it's scary. Here's like in pink one, even as an example, and I'll even show you another one here. That's also blinged out properly like we would have had back in the day. So phones like this, they like cell phone cases like this are perfect for emulating like that bling style that a lot of gyaru did when they decoed things. Here's another piece that I thought was like gyarubo, because it kind of reminded me of Kokolulu. The only problem with this is it's cropped. We didn't wear things this cropped like this, I feel like. I mean, we did, but we didn't. So with this, I would keep in mind that you probably just want to pair this with denim and keep it real simple with that and like a good platform shoe and just leave it there. Because if you throw like a ton of Kokolulu with it or something, it starts looking too campy. So just, you know, be careful with what you pair with this. This is another one that might work a little bit as well. This is that marble print I was talking about earlier, but kind of in a knit. I don't know if it's like super perfect for this, but the color scheme is interesting and I thought it could definitely work as like a substitute for marble print. Another thing that kind of reminded me of the era of time when like Kokolulu was doing surf stuff, or just, you know, the old school gyaru vibe were these skirts that kind of have like a gradient color to them. I think the pink and the nude work really, really well. Like I said, the only downside is it's high-waisted, and I just don't remember us wearing things so freaking high-waisted. So these are just some gloves that I thought would work really well for like Himekaji. So we have like the brown, we got the pink. A lot of them are sold out, but like I think these would work really well. They're just like fingerless gloves, but I thought they're just really gaudy and would work with like the classic looking stuff really well. Here we have a skirt. This is just like a normal skirt, but it's got like graphics on it. Kind of reminds me of a couple other brands, but it also reminds me of like 2005 and 2006 as well. I just thought it was fun. This would be really cute to pair with like a baby doll tee in black, and you know, maybe those sneaker heels or even like a platform shoe would work really nicely with this, depending on how you coordinate it. Next we have the staple of all Gyaru staples. If you automatically just, you know, want to up your gal game immediately, gals really favor that like golden ratio between like the skirt and the boot, so there's like a hint of thigh. So white boots work really well. These are 2 PVC. I don't recommend using this shiny a boot, but in terms of like cut, these work really well. Don't recommend shiny leather. They might work for like white, maybe, but be really careful about getting boots in certain materials, just because it'll start looking really strippery really quickly. And like usually, like if you have that intention, you have that intention, right? But if you're not styling yourself with that intention, it can look like something else really fast, I guess is what I'm reading. But this cut and this pointed toe are perfect, and I think on white they might not be as bad. Here we have like a better example. This is more of a suede material, so this is really good for the winter time. Personally, I would just stick to the black ones. The black ones are literally perfect. And they do exactly what they're supposed to do. As you see in this picture here, you have the skirt right here, and then you have the boot and that this tinted thigh. That is so gyaru, and it will up your game immediately. You can even pair these with jeans and like a really nice top and like a dia belt, and you're rocking a look and stuff. Another thing that kind of works, it's kind of agajo-y, is this leopard print skirt with lace down at the bottom. The only thing is like I said, it's high-waisted. Nobody wore things this high-waisted back in the day. But in terms of like the print and the lace, it could definitely work for agajo. What I would personally do with this is put a black sweater, like the off-the-shoulder sweaters, or a white one. Yeah, I would probably throw like a white sweater with this, and then black boots, or like really like nice heels, and then like the thigh highs with the garters up, because the lace is a little see-through, so it kind of gives a peak of more garter, if you know what I mean. I don't know, like that's what I would do with this personally. Another agajo-y piece, like I said, if it wasn't so damn high-waisted, is this skirt. Mars has definitely done a print like this before, so this would definitely work with like that and like a sweater that kind of looks like Mars, or a Mars sweater. Like I said, if you throw the thigh-high boots on, or like thigh-highs with the garters and a really cute ruffly frilly heel with like a bow at the toe or something like that, or like those black heart heels, it would look really cute with this. Work for agajo is this dress. Now it really depends. It needs to be lined really good, otherwise like it'll be too thin and look cheap, but the lace is kind of in good places and stuff. It reminds me of like a classic Mars dress, so I say that this could pass, especially if you have like the right leg wear going on and like the hair and makeup on point. I could see this have a lot of potential. This is like a good base piece. Next up are these shorts. These are so fun. I wish I could fit these, but I am plus size, so these will not work for me. But these are really good for like Tsuyome and Raku. They have like a really good like thick belt in here and studs, which really remind me of like 2011, 2012, maybe even a little bit of 2013. But yeah, like these absolutely work for gyaru and stuff, especially if you're trying to do like Raku. Another thing that would look really good with Daya is this skirt. This skirt is so perfect. It's got that inbuilt belt, very similarly to those shorts that I showed you. They have it in this like nice camel color, which would go well with quite a couple different things. And then if you want just like a really good base piece, black literally goes with everything. Last but not least, we have this skirt. This is like a fishtail skirt, but what made me really think that this was Gyaru was the cut of the skirt. It's hugging the thighs here and it's going outward, and we noticed this in Gyaru a lot. This would work with like those really cute raglan tees and like a cowgirl hat or whatnot. That would look really cute together. You could also just, you know, throw like a Liz Lisa like graphic tee over this, and it would also look really, really cute with like some flowers in the hair. There's so much you can do with denim. Like, it's such a versatile thing to work with as a base piece. Anyways, that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this and found it helpful. I'll think about doing one of these again in the future if I find anything interesting to share with you guys, but for now, this is the end. Was there any pieces that you'd like to have in your own wardrobe? Let me know in the comment section below.